Hey guys, Trent here coming at you with another video. So I know it's been a while, it's been like a month off I took. So I'm going to finish with my footage of looking at the new Eternia Playset, and then I'll start to get back on track showing all this other stuff that I've got stacked up. So let's take a look. So welcome into my channel. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe for more great toy videos, 80s, 90s, nostalgic videos, and things of that nature. Yeah, sorry, it's been a long time coming. I've been really busy, and I kind of like stopped dead in my tracks of looking at Eternia, and so I've got a ton of figures that I haven't even had time to open. For the first two waves of Turtles of Grayskull, the Trap Jaw Turtles of Grayskull, a bunch of Masterverse, and the exclusive figures like the new Eternia Snout Spout, and some other Mattel Creations exclusives. And I missed out on the Walmart Collectors Con. I couldn't get any of the Lord Grasp or Terror or any of the Turtles of Grayskull. That was a major disappointment. I was there at the I was there right at 7 o'clock, and it literally, the stuff was coming out of my cart as I was trying to check out within the first 2 minutes. It's ridiculous. I actually thought about, I was seriously thinking about quitting collecting Origins because of that. It's mega frustrating. Anyways, I'm gonna kind of like wrap up this Eternia, and I got a lot of work to do on my room to get things rearranged, and so that's what this video will be. And then hopefully in the next video I'll start to unbox these toys and then get everything rearranged where I can display everything to the best I can. So anyways, let's check it out. Alright, here we go. I got Eternia all set up on my floor of my toy collection room here, which is my garage. And I really got to make more space if I want to properly display this stuff. But this is an insanely big playset. It's really the kind you need to have like its own table for it. But they did make it, I guess, to where you could display it a little bit differently. But this playset is just an awkward playset in the way that it's been designed from the vintage, and then of course this is a recreation of it, so it's going to be similar. But it's awesome. It's magnificent. So there's a lot of cool updates to the features and stuff. So I got a lot of the vintage Eternia, but I'm missing quite a bit of pieces still, like most of the cars and all that stuff. But I can do a little bit of a comparison. Don't much feel like getting that thing out from there right now, so I'll tell you some of the stuff that's different on the back, but for the most part, yeah, that's what I'll do. And then I got my towers over here, Grayskull Tower, and the Viper Tower here. There's a lot of extra cool stuff they put in on this new one here. So we got, of course, the Central Tower. It's looking really awesome. We got the Viper Tower there, new and improved. And then Grayskull Tower back there that's also been improved upon. And then we got, of course, our motor, and then 3 different kinds of carts or monorail items that you can play with. And then a ton of extra accessories, grappling hooks. Most of this stuff I don't have, actually. Yeah, actually all this stuff right here is the stuff that I'm missing for my Eternia. What else am I missing? Yeah, and I'm missing this part right here, and then the flags and stuff, and the chains. Other than that, like the interior part, I've got most of it. I do have the ladder, but it's got one little broken peg. So yeah, this stuff is the stuff that's expensive too. A lot of it is. Like this right here, this weapon, the vintage one, people try to get a lot of money for. And then this piece right here, this little trick trap piece, the vintage counterpart of this is like, man, I don't think you can find one for less than like 150 bucks or something like that on eBay. It's insane. If you want to get a cart, a vintage cart, this is probably the cheapest one you can get. I'm waiting for an auction lot or something to come and hopefully get some more parts. But they go expensive as well. And then I didn't set up the tracks, of course, but they're right there. And man, they are way sky blue compared to the vintage. I do have the tracks, but they're broken like a lot of people's. So looking at this awesome central tower, they made some pretty cool improvements. We still got our gargoyles. Well, first off, there's a bunch of foot pegs they installed. That's pretty nice. We still got our gargoyles. You can remove this one, and it's got the spider web, just like the vintage. We'll take a look at that. And then, but they added a new feature here. You have a little spring action drawbridge, which did not exist in the vintage. So this gargoyle, you pull up on it and it flips up the drawbridge like that. And gone now in the mold of the bottom is the moat monster, Modi, because they gave us a figure of that. I think I'm gonna do separate videos for the checking out Modi and King Grayskull, maybe. We'll take a look at, so let's take a look at the vintage in comparison to this little area right here. Yeah, so let me move He-Man here. So this one just doesn't have that, of course. This thing just comes off like the other one. Oh, there's the spider web. It's on that side. Somebody will fix it. So I was fortunate enough to find the vintage gargoyle pieces that are nice shape. So the drawbridge just raises up, and then there's the moat monster. You see that in the mold there. So there's Modi, and so that's what we got for the vintage. All right, moving on with one of the main features of the central tower of Eternia. We've still got the articulated hands, and that's what gave me trouble in my previous videos. I showed it. So this one now they've combined it, a cool action feature. So now we got this little piece. The same piece exists on the vintage. It just isn't as nice with the little crystal ball and everything. So now we have this full action with the jaws moving and the hands doing their movement, and it's really cool. So on the vintage, the hands do move. There's the little lever. The hands do move and do that movement. I'm not going to do it because I'll... Actually, let me move these out of the way. Alright, so yeah, again on the vintage, there's that little lever. Let me see if I can work this. Oh yeah, there it goes. So it's a little bit different. And then the jaw has a lever on the inside. You have to go from the back. The piece that's the vintage piece that controls that, people call it like the wrench, because it looks kind of like a wrench. And so you can move the jaw up and down manually. But now with the new one, they made it to where it's all one jaw. You know, the jaw moves with the hands. That's pretty cool. And overall, the colors are more vibrant. You see it. It's more of a darker color. Of course, that's the way Origins has been. It's the same but different. So we got our ladder still that was in the vintage. Little bit different. All right, and then one thing they added on here is there was a spot specifically now to put the ramp there. So that's kind of neat. Here's the vintage ramp. It just like, I think you just kind of put it wherever, if I recall. I don't think there was like a specific spot for you to latch it in. And then also one thing of note is that in the vintage, it comes with this one too, that a lot of times people would like bridge it from here to here. But they did away with that because it was kind of a pointless piece. You can't really display figures on it whenever you had it anywhere, so it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's one change from the vintage, is there's one less little bridge or platform. All right, and looking up at the top here, we got a lot of stuff that is hard to find and expensive in the vintage. So the 3 flags, I think, were actually just made out of sticker, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have any of the flags. And you actually had to find some, I guess I should face like that. You had to find some, you had to get the flag holders. There's like 3 flag holders in addition, so they didn't plug in just like that. There wasn't holes for them, so those are really nice. And then we got this main gun here, and they've improved this. They added in like spring-loaded missiles right there. I got them plugged in. And then the platform looks similar. Here's the vintage platform. I'm missing the gun actually. So there's the vintage platform. And that platform you can plug in the vintage Blaster Hawk instead if you want to. Blaster Hawk. So that was a kind of a nice extra little feature. And then this windshield right here. This piece for vintage is not too hard to get. But this windshield right here is super expensive to find because it's almost always missing on the vintage. Oh, one cool thing they've done here, since we're up here, I think they have it on different places, but they've made places now where you can attach the ladder, which they didn't have in the vintage, so that's pretty cool. A little something extra to do with the ladder, because there's really, in the vintage, there was like nothing to do with this. Usually just hung it right here on the window. Alright, taking a look at the back, from the back of the central tower. Of course, we got all our monorail pieces. Now, it looks like they've added an additional feature in here. So this is the elevator shaft. That's a hard vintage piece to find, too, or expensive one. I had to get that one from eBay for the vintage. And they did a pretty nice job recreating that classic 80s wood grain finish sticker decals. So what they've done here is, this is where the normal position of the monorail track goes if you want to use all three towers and do the monorail. But due to, I mean, I guess extra options for people with space limitations, they made this extra piece right here you can pull out, and you can move this one to here to where you can just have the monorail track running around the central tower. That's pretty neat. I may actually be able to set mine up like that. So that's pretty cool. And I think they've set it up to where you can like have circular tracks around all three, just to where it looks kind of uniform. But we'll see. So yeah, top platform. We had to put the decals on ourselves, and that's the one that I messed up on. But it looks fine. I'm just a little disappointed. As much money as we paid, and then I ended up messing up the decals. Some of these decals application was not too easy. The next level, we've got a new feature. Usually in the vintage there was just this little button right here that you can move the chair on, right? But they added an extra Horde Trooper training dummy. So that's really cool. So that's an nice little extra thing, and you can just unplug that if you want it to be more like the vintage. No articulation on him, but it looks like you could put a weapon in his hand if you wanted to. And then now, instead of the vintage weapons rack, which you could just kind of put anywhere, they put this brown cage-like material in the back to where I guess you could just hang anything you want to up there. Or does it have some holes? Oh yeah, it has a few holes where you could plug in weapons and stuff like that. Okay, we got some stuff in there. I got all the weapons in there, except for the grappling hooks, because those will hang around the tower, I guess. And his wrists do articulate, so his wrists do rotate, so that's cool. So I got him holding those two. Those are the only two weapons that didn't have like a little peg specifically to where they could be on the weapons rack. So we got all the weapons on the weapons rack there. Pretty cool. So here's the vintage weapons rack. Instead of having that big old cage thing in there, you just had this you could put anywhere you wanted to. It's kind of weird. Look at that. Look at that wood grain, 80s wood grain. Love it. So I definitely like the improvement. I like how there's a few little interesting differences. Then the only other weapon accessory is this, and I forgot. I thought this like went on something, but I guess I could be wrong. I thought maybe it went on one of the carts, one of the monorail carts, but maybe not. So it looks like it should, but it could also be used as a weapon. So I've honestly forgotten about that one, and I didn't really see anything in the instructions where it showed where it's supposed to go. So that one I is a mystery to me as of right now. Okay, now I remember. It was the for the vintage. This is the power module gun. So I don't know. It seems like they didn't keep that intact though. Very weird. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. So this power module, I don't see any place to put the gun. But yeah, this was the power module gun. Strange. Kind of a fail there. I don't see why they wouldn't make it to where it could affix to the power module still. What do you guys think? Alright, so then the next level down we got the computer station in there still. And then we got the chair. The command chair. Still similar. Lots of decals we had to put on. So that's nice. And the very bottom we still got those kind of weird decals. It seemed like they were just coming up with all sorts of weird ideas. Same as the vintage. Then the elevators, very similar. Pretty much the same. And it worked great. Look at that decal. Alright, Grayskull Tower. They improved quite a bit. Still got the dungeon. But now we have a bottom to it. The other one just sat on the ground. And they even extended it out to have this extra platform piece that has some foot pegs for figures. It's pretty cool. These look a little bit different different color. Here's the Grayskull, the vintage one. There's they're brown. So other than that, it looks pretty similar. Then you've got the little you got this this part right here. There's for to set up the chain to where when the cart goes by, it'll knock it off. So that's still intact. And then another very interesting feature here is we got a little extra jail cell here. None of this stuff was on the vintage. So got a lot of cool levers here. So you got that drops down to where you can do some play in the jail cell area. And then we got another trap door. So a lot of nice extra stuff. And you see there's a little bit of detailing on the, very detailed floor. A lot of different little detailings and even a piece of chain down there on the floor. It's pretty cool. So definitely a nice upgrade there. Alright, Viper Tower looking cool as ever. All the pieces a little bit more shiny, brighter and vibrant. We got chains now. The vintage ones are really hard to get a hold of. And we've got an improved Viper head. So detailing looks really awesome. And yeah, everything looks great. And now we have an additional feature. There's a little mechanism there. So you can twist it and rotate the Viper head around and then pull down on it, and there's an action feature. That is so neat. That is a really nice addition right there. Very cool. Just seems like the chains are a little bit too long. I don't know, just because I don't know, maybe that's how it's supposed to be. It works really good. Alright, the only thing left is to try the track out and check out the cars and everything. I do have like a set of vintage ones, but most of them are broken. Look at the difference in the color. And I think when they spoiled, showed it to us, the playset, the Origins one, they did look more like this color, because this like blends in a little bit more. But this is like maybe supposed to be like sky blue. It'll be simulate like the sky, because maybe the tracks, the monorails should actually be, hovercrafts basically. Anyways, big difference. So we'll get this stuff installed and see how it looks. Wow, with the track, I have to say it's the first time I've seen an Eternia with the tracks all set up and everything, because my tracks were not that great a condition, and I didn't want to display it. I don't have the space to display it like that anyways. So, wow, quite impressive. So, something else. All right, I got a 1-dar in there in the cart. Let's check it out. Alright, well, for now that's all I'm going to do with Eternia. I gotta rearrange my room and figure out a spot for this temporarily, and then just totally fix my collection up here and continue with the unboxings. And a vintage update's coming soon. I got a lot of cool vintage stuff and some cool vintage lots coming, so there'll be some cool vintage unboxings and stuff. So hope you enjoyed. It's been a long time coming for Eternia, and more to come. So I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.